We went live. We went live. I'm gonna make that part of like the going live anthem is like maybe how like Ellen DeGeneres does a boogie every time she like walks down. Maybe I can just do a boogie in my chair every time. Anyway.
You do anyway.
I do anyway. So hi, you guys. I am Abby. I'm this random rambunctious tarot reader on this side of the computer land. I am doing live readings for you today. I do have a couple plans in place. I normally don't do plans, but we're doing plans. So just to kind of give you the quick lay of the land, I'll start off with a community reading that I'm doing. Actually, not a community reading per se, but what it is a reading for someone in specific that I picked preemptively. There you go. From the community. That's what I mean. And I will then progress with reading for everybody else as they show up. My dear sweet Melissa, who's my partner in crime, is sitting over this way. So if you wonder who I'm looking at and why am I flipping my head, it's to her. So she's the voice in my head. There's, no other little things in there, at least not as of yet.
You're crashing your party.
Why are you? Oh, she's crashing at party. This is Melissa. That's my wife. So she's handling all of the, what do you call it? Thank you, the moderating. And she's the voice of reason on this side of my head. So she will keep everybody in check, keep all of me in check, keep us on time, and she's actually going to be the person that's going to be picking the questions. So sweet talk, Melissa. I am going to focus on the readings here. So that's why I'm all focused here. I'm in this. So if you're chit-chatting with somebody, that's Melissa. But yeah, we are doing the super fast flash readings at the end. So you guys will be able to like play and participate in that. Say again?
One card.
Yeah, it's like one card fast draw. Have your question. I pull a card. I read for it. And then we move on to the next one. So it helps me get a lot of readings done at a really fast pace, and it's fun for me, and it seems like you guys get a little bit of a kick out of the chaos. So I enjoy it so much. All right, so let's just to tell you about myself before we get started. Yep, I said my name was Abby. I think of myself as a bit of a funny but kind of tough love style of reader. So I'm kind of the person who will totally hold your hand and then kick you in the butt at the same time. So you won't go far, I promise. I'm holding your hand. But I definitely am direct. I am to the point. I try to stay out of the fluff and the bells and the whistles and get straight to the point so that we can make progress, make change, develop, move forward. And sometimes it can't always be soft and fluffy. So that is me, but I do try to do it with a sense of humor and a smile on my face. So hopefully that'll keep the stuff down. Anyway, let's go ahead and dive in. Miss Carla, here she is. To start off this whole ball of wax, Miss Carla asked she is curious as to when her next relationship will be. Timing questions are fun and interesting because we always want to know when, because we get impatient, we get antsy, we get restless, and we want to know when something's going to happen. But timing is not as black and white as next Monday at 4:00. Sometimes it can be. And I've only had a few instances in which it was. But when it comes to situations like hers, what I want to read for is, one, let's make sure that if there's any blockages or anything that's preventing her from having a relationship, that is made aware. Because sometimes it's like if you are telling the ethos that you want a relationship, but you never leave your house, you don't talk to anybody, and you hide under your covers 24 hours a day, then obviously a new relationship is not likely going to show up under those circumstances. So let's make sure that we have Miss Carla with the tools that she needs so that she can go ahead and move forward into a new relationship, and then see if we can get a timeline as to when that'll happen for her. So just to start off, we're going to start off with my just standard Rider-Waite Smith deck with the hash thingies and the artwork that we all know and love so well. Miss Carla. So if you've ever seen my desk space, that's usually how I do it, is I ask the question either in my head to myself out loud, and then I spread the cards and then pull as I feel drawn to. Most often it's 3, often it can be more. Usually cards can fly out of the deck as I'm shuffling the question into it, and I will pull on those cards as well for context. So we'll start off with, what does she need to do to better align for her next relationship? What does she need to do? to best align for her next relationship. What does she need to do? First thing I'm feeling is that she does still have some internal fears going on around them, but I don't know if she necessarily is aware of it though. So it's kind of like one of those things where you're just kind of getting an inkling that you might be a little bit nervous about new relationships, but you're still kind of brave enough that you really want to go and do it, but you're still a little apprehensive. So it's that I want to go, but hold on, I'm a little bit nervous. Okay, I want to go, but I'm a little bit nervous. So it's that back and forth tug there. I do think that one of the cards that I pulled for her was the Six of Swords. So she does need to, I hate using that term, but it's so easy to just to fall back on. I would love for her to, whatever past relationships she's had, whatever past exes that she's talking to, whatever past people that are still in the work or in the limelight, I would prefer if she starts to separate those people. I feel like she does still have someone that's in the nest is kind of how I'll think of it. So I have the King of Cups along with the Three of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles upright. So for me, ultimately, it's like, it feels like there's somebody sitting back in the recesses already. I feel like she needs to move away from whoever is clogging up the wavelengths. You often can't move into a relationship with other people until you stop being in the relationships with the stuff back here. So if it's the exes that you haven't let go of, if it's the past pains that you haven't healed from, if it's the past, this stuff, you have to move through that, move past it before somebody else can take its place. Because if you're all full up on this, your new stuff is not going to have a spot to kind of get in and get cozy. I feel like she needs to make a decision about someone or something. So it's like once she's gotten this person out of the space, she's done the work to kind of help herself and heal herself, then she needs to get more decisive. So instead of having someone on the side and then lingering and waiting for some magic dust to come fall down and make this guy the perfect person, like actually take a little bit of ownership and then decide. Like take responsibility, take ownership of the state in which you're in and how you're feeling about your relationships and decide. Make a decision about your people, make decisions and progress a little bit more emphatically instead of passively, if that makes any sense to my dear sweet Miss Carla. But let's see if we can get our timeline as to when the next person will show up for her. So when the next romantic person. When I do timeline questions, I like to pick a timeline kind of in my head. So like if we, for instance, for her, I will probably do it in months. Let's think of months. Some instances, years is appropriate, but months and weeks are pretty good here. So let's give it within, let's say 9 months. Hopefully no one's getting pregnant, but let's say if she's going to meet someone within the next 9 months. And first I want to ask a yes or no question to the cards and see if they give me yes. If they give me yes, then we'll pull a timeline for it. So let's see if Miss Carla will meet someone in the next 9 months. And if we get a no, we get to expand that timeline. Will she meet someone in the next 9 months? Meet someone romantic. Will she meet someone romantic within the next 9 months? Okay, so for her, I have the 5, 6, 7, 8 of cups upright. I have the 9 of swords reversed along with the Emperor. So, I think within the next 9 months, I feel like that person that she's still tugging on or that's still tugging on her, that person that she's trying to move away from, but is still like kind of lost in the dream set, that person is still hanging around. So, I feel like either they'll make a resurgence in her life, but with me having more upright cards versus reverse cards, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a mixed bag. It's like the person that you finally got okay, you finally got good in yourself, and so you're out, you're making yourself available again. Okay, great. Now the ex wants to show up. That's kind of the scenario that it feels. But when the ex shows up, there's this other person that comes along too because you've put yourself out there then. So to me, that feels like why you're going to or why Miss Carla is going to need to be a bit decisive on how she's going to be acting forward. So since I have a yes, let's see if we can pull a window as to when within the next 9 months. So I'm going to legit pull spread and then pull 9 cards and see which of the 9 cards are my most positive cards. And that tends to give me a really good idea about when things will happen. And then I usually read the cards also as a bit of context. surrounding the date. Oh, so let's see. When is she? Within the next 9 months, when is she going to meet that person? When is she going to meet that person? I do feel pretty strongly that one of the people is making a resurgence. So someone's going to kind of come right back out of the ashes per se. So month 1, let's do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All right, so we got all 9 cards. So let's see what we have. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So of all the cards that I have, 1, 2, 3, 4, month 4 feels like she is getting back into her epic space, her great headspace. She's getting back into that sense of herself. And that is what precipitates Mr. Right Now to show up. So 4 is getting good. 5 is showing somebody up. I think by 9, you're going to have a little bit more, by month 9, you're going to have a little bit more, like there's going to be a little bit more evidence as to the person that's actually around. I think like he's going to be here. You're going to see him, but he may not necessarily be a contender at that moment. And I feel like then that old person is also going to show up because, of course, you're looking good now. And so it's by like 9 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So month 4, 5, and 6 seems to be very energetic for people coming in and out of your life. And then by month 9, so by that last date of the month 9, I think someone's going to be showing you lots of funds and affections. So, dear Miss Carla, I hope she's here. Have you seen anything from her as of yet?
No.
Oh, I hope she's here. I'm going to totally send this to her afterwards so that she can have this reading and fall back on it since we spent so much time reading for her. All right, you guys, I am going to let Melissa take off with it, and I'm just going to be reading questions right off the screen and seeing how it goes. Oh yeah, I always love to ask you guys like a little question for everyone because it gives you like something to chat with me about. I think of myself as an extroverted introvert. So I like being out. I like being up and available and seen, but oh my God, do I like to hide. So my recharging, my kind of getting back into myself comes into like me being alone. So for me, I consider myself an introvert, but we caveat that with an extroverted introvert. So tell me about yourself. Are you an introvert or are you an extrovert or are you some hybrid version of the two? So totally tell me all about that. I want to know. But yeah, Melissa, she is going to go ahead and start pulling questions for me. We'll just start reading right off the top for you. So Christina, hi. Oh, I always do this. I run right into questions and I forget to say hi, who's here. So if you give me a second, I do actually want to say hello to everyone. So Miss Christina, I see your beautiful face, darling. Thank you so much for visiting with me again. Claudia, I'm pretty sure I've seen you before, so thank you so much for coming back. Shalonda, I don't recognize your name. So if you're a newbie, I love that you're here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see who else is around. I know my Lori will be showing up soon. She is. I don't see her yet.
Caroline is back. You read for her last
Oh, Caroline, I remember that name. And the horse. Is that a horse? I can't. The picture is teeny weeny on here. So I'm sorry. Kalani sent you. Oh, y'all guys will make me cry. Anyway, look, my Lori's here. Thank you so much, dear. Cassandra's here. Oh my gosh, Miss Nicole. You guys. Ooh, a new name I don't recognize. Miss Rick Tilton. Tilton, yeah. Let me not butcher your name. I try really hard not to butcher the names. Oh my gosh. This is like a tradition coming in early. I love it, darling. You're just on time. That's all that is. Perfect. Well, let me focus back on reading for everyone, and then Melissa will pick the questions, and we'll just get going. So, Miss Christina, you were asking, you'd like to know any time frame you may get as to when Ivan and I will find a home and start living together. Okay, so that question almost has two parts to it. So you just reminded me that with your questions, you guys, my dear sweets, I love you bits and pieces and bunches of bananas. One question. Let's stick to one question at a time. Otherwise, I have to dissect it, and I don't know if I'm going to get to the second part of the question or remember to by before this session ends. So Miss Christina, let's see. When will Ivan and I find a home is one question. Oh, to start living together. Maybe it is one. Okay, hold on. To start living together. When will you find a home to start living together? Okay. I feel like I want to pull that apart some more, but I really don't need to. All right, let's just go. We'll just go blanket off the top. Maybe me not to make it so difficult, which I do all the time. So anyway, when will Ivan and I find a home just to start living? Okay, yeah. Let's do a yes or no on if. Let's make sure if you two will start finding a home. And I like to qualify it within a timeline. So let's do a year. Let's just say within a year. We use to live together within a year. Let's go with that. Well, that was hard for no reason. 1, 2, 3. All right. Will you two start living together within the next year? 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so what I have for you guys is the Death card upright. I have the Queen of Cups up reverse. She's reversed, and then the 4 of Pentacles upright. So I do see that you guys are going to be getting a house or something. You know, you're going to get a living space of some sort where you two will be coming together. I don't think it's going to be an easy situation, though. Like, something had to happen for this to occur. It kind of feels like one of those moments when, like, somebody got evicted, and so now you have the opportunity by default and by hardship, you now have to come together. I feel like the money is probably like part of it is money driven, so it's a little bit complicated. But let's see if we can get a read or a gauge on whenabouts. So within the next year, I have more upright cards than reverse. So I definitely think that that's a yes. With when within the next year. Let's 12 month it. Okay. 1. All the cards are falling all over the place. All right, sweetheart. Let's see when within the next 12 months. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is the fun part with the stuff that you guys can't see is what my desk looks like every time I do this. But timelines are fun because it does add or eases up the anxiety and the unknowingness, right? 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3. I think your situation. So when we were talking about this card showing up for you, and that being something complicated and kind of a bit of a hardship that was the precipice into you guys living together. In month 2 and 3, I have the 10 of Swords along with the Tower. So for me, it's like whatever event that precedes you guys having to come together to share resources at that point. I think that's going to be in like 2 to 3 months. So I would keep your ears to the ground and maybe start doing some pre-planning on finding an apartment or finding a space so that your event doesn't have to happen or doesn't have to be such a hardship to go through before you actually find a space. The thing is that following the Tower, which is like, you know, those situations where they're complete upheavals, you have the Hangman, which is kind of, it's like the natural progression when all hell is broken loose and your rug has been pulled out from underneath your feet. You finally let go because you really have no choice at that point. But it's in that let goingness that the Strength card shows up. So to me, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Month 5 seems to be your loudest as to whenabouts you'll get the ducks in a row, you'll get the things in place. It'll probably be kind of like epic Flash style, like you'll have to, as you're scrapping at the last minute to get these things together so that you have the roof over your head kind of thing. So my preemptive advice to Miss Christina is to go ahead and start looking now, start working on this now, so that it doesn't turn into a tower event to get you two together, is the advice that I would say. So it seems like soon. Just, I don't want this not terrible event, but I don't want this to be more stressful than it really needs to be. So start looking now. Thank you, Miss Christina. So pick the next one, Miss Shalonda. Shalonda, should I be going back to school or am I wasting my time? Is there something else that I should be doing? Well, there's always something that you could be doing. So let's see. I like that question because we always wonder. Let's see what it looks like. I'm going to use a different set of cards. I'm going to use my True Black. I'm going to pull 3 cards on both topics. So we're going to look at what it looks like if you go to school, what it looks like if you don't go to school, and just see what they say, and then see if there's any like best advice or best wisdom that can be garnered for you. So let's see, what does it look like if Shalonda goes back to school? You'll be tired. That's for sure. But it's that, anything when you're learning, anything that is good is going to stress your brain out, and you're going to feel like you're at the edge of a precipice and you're about to fall over, but you always survive it. You always survive school. What does it look like at school? 2, 3. Okay, let's see what it looks like if you don't go to school. 1, 2. Okay, one more. If you don't go to school. Let's see if we can pull some best advice for her. Best advice. Perfect. Okay, that one wants to come too. Sometimes my cards make their own decisions. I don't get to make them. All right. So if you go to school, I have the Emperor along with the Queen of Wands and the 4 of Wands to go along with. Excuse me, that's Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, 4 of Wands. All right. So first off, this going back to school is going to put you. It's this double-edged sword for you, where it feels like this growth, this knowledge makes you feel inspired, makes you feel in charge, makes you feel like your shoulders get bigger at the idea or at the input of knowledge and the assimilation of information. Like you're feeling bigger while you're going through that process. It is a bit outside of your comfort zone, outside of your element. So there's a little bit of nervousness that comes when you're not the master at what you're usually good at, but it does give you a sense of liberation that you aren't experiencing at the moment. So it would open opportunities, it would expand horizons for you in a way that you wouldn't necessarily have otherwise. So you're having, it does feel like a bit of a tug war where you're trying to evaluate, like, what if I go? What if I don't? If I go, then there's this. If I don't, then there's this. So I feel like these are also questions that you're chewing on like loudly at the moment. If you don't go to school, so I have the 8 of Wands for you reversed, along with the 9 of Pentacles reversed, along with the Moon card. So I feel like if you don't go to school, this is going to be one of those things that's going to be perpetually like hanging over your mind as to like, what would have happened if? Why didn't I? I could have, things could have been so much better if. And so instead of doing that to yourself, you could just go ahead and do it, especially if you have the finances, or if you know that you have the finances in place, or if you've gotten enough student loan or student aid or all that stuff to actually get it done. The money, so it's like the intensity of the perpetual thought, and then the money part of it is kind of like one of those little things that I keep kind of circling back to. I feel like the money part isn't going to be an issue if you go, but if you don't go to school, like you're going to be stunting your potential for money increase, if that makes any sense. And then the Moon card to me is just like the self-reflecting, the going back in circles, the going back and forth between like, should I have done this? I really should have done that. I really should have gone to school. I feel like it's also a bit of what kind of example am I displaying for if you have children, like it feels like the little people that are watching you would be watching you go to school and using you as the example. So it almost seems like going to school would be be beneficial. Let's see. For best advice, because I did pull those cards, I have the Six of Cups, which is such a gift. Like legit, like there's candy in those in those cups, and those cups are kind of delivering candy to each other. So I think going to school would be a gift, or going back to school would be a gift for yourself. It kind of feels like it has that generational like you're breaking some patterns, you're breaking some habits that have probably been accidentally handed to you. So going to school would actually give you the ability to kind of break those habits and get that part taken care of. So the Hierophant, I love that card because he's like he's mastered. He is the master of education, knowledge, and the deliverance of that knowledge. And then the Destiny card reverse, to me, that is you making your decisions, you deciding, you making the best decisions that you have because you're following your intuition, you're following your natural inclinations, and you're not listening to the outside, chaos that tends to happen when we're making big life decisions. So personally, I think going to school would be awesome for you. Cards look like going to school would be awesome for you. So now it's just up to you to decide and to fill out your FAFSA, to do your thing, to do whatever else you have to do so that you can actually go to school if that's what you want to do. All right, my dearie, but thank you so much, Miss Shalonda. And you said yes, because sometimes I think I'm not smart enough for nursing school, but I want to go for it. Ooh, honey, we need nurses. We need nurses. And I say we like I'm part of the entire medical industry. I was studying pre-med for a long time, so I feel, a camaraderie there. Go back to school. The community needs nurses. There's good money in nursing. There's a sense of fulfillment in giving that comes in nursing, and it's not even an issue about being smart enough for that line of work anymore. It's like, do you have the heart and the compassion and the fullness in you to give that back? That is so necessary. That is so needed. People need that kind of support and healing. Go to nursing school. Go to nursing school. You guys, you can totally like and follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. I tend to do lots of random stuff all the time. So on Instagram, it's usually you're following my life. You're seeing what I'm doing. Sometimes I'll do little live reads there as well. I will also do free reads, like one pick of cards through the Instagram stories. So you can totally play along with me there. On Facebook, I do these live reads. I also do, I do impromptu stuff all the time. So sometimes I will hop on and do either community readings where it's just for everyone who is available, anybody within earshot. Sometimes it's just full on, hey, we're doing live again. This is what's happening. So you guys can totally like and follow me there and have some fun with me all the time. You can also book with me directly on Facebook as of right now. I am, there you go, in the process of creating my website. So soon you'll be able to book on my website and schedule and pay all in one fell swoop. I love that. Oh my God, that's going to be so amazing. But until then, we're still scheduling all my appointments on Facebook directly. So if you want to have something a little bit more personal, a little bit one-on-one, you can schedule a video reading like this, where it's just me and you, or you can schedule a chat reading. So I talk to you and send the images of the cards in real time, real live, via chat. So I don't see your face. Sometimes we're shy. I get it. You don't want to be seen. Or your hair is a mess and you don't want to do it, but you still want your reading. I understand. So there's a couple of ways that you guys can get in touch with me. So thank you. All right, Miss Claudia. Let's see. I blocked all communication with my ex. I need to know if he cares. If he cares. Okay, so that's an interesting one, girl. Oh my goodness. Okay, so if he cares. Wait, okay, so I have questions that make no sense. So maybe okay, so maybe you'll clarify this, but like while I'm reading this, okay? So first of all, I want to know, like, do you mean like if he cares about you still, or does he care that you blocked him? Like, what are you wanting to know that he cares about? Yeah, that's what I need to figure out. Like, are you trying to punish him, or are you trying to like not be with him anymore? Like, I need some clarity, but I do still want to read because now I'm curious. So this is me being nosy. All right. Yeah, at least you're honest. All right, Miss Claudia, let's look into this. Let's see what's going on now that you've blocked all communication with your ex. What is going on? I'm just going to pull 3 just to give myself a snippet because it's not actually my business, but I do want to look. just like that much. I promise it's not going to be much. Oh my goodness. So let's see. This is a cycle for you guys. So I feel like you've done this before. Like I have the Wheel of Fortune up for you, along with the Chariots and the Six of Cups reversed. I feel like this is so you'll have to clarify for me if I'm correct in what I'm feeling, that this is something that you do to punish him. Like it seems like you've done something wrong, and so I'm not talking to you. And so you'll block him on Instagram, you'll block him on Facebook, you temporarily like hide his text, or not text, his phone number, so when the message comes in you'll see the message but it won't like immediately open, kind of thing is how it feels. So yeah, I would totally love to see if the punishment is working. If this is along the lines, do you see anything? Yes, if it has an effect. Oh, got you. I knew this was punishment. Oh my goodness. All right, Miss Claudia, let's see if this punishment is working. Now, keep in mind when it comes to your punishments, you can't keep pulling the same one. So it's like if you do the same punishment over and over, like after a while it stops being useful. You have to do something a little bit more drastic, honey. It's just that's bad advice. I know, right? Anyway, let's see. Let's just answer the question directly, my dear. Let's see if it had an effect. Let's see if it's had an effect. Let's see. Did the punishment work? Let's see if the punishment works. What? 1, 2, 3. Oh, someone else popped out. Let's pull that over there. Okay.
Actually, we're not beefing. So
You're not beefing?
right now.
Oh, good. Good. Good to hear. Let's see. Did it work? Okay, so a couple of the cards that I have pulled out for you. So the Four of Pentacles was one that just kind of hopped out along with the Page of Pentacles. So I feel like this is a he's a youngin, like, or he feels like a youngin, like he's despite his age, he feels like he has a bit of an emotional immaturity to him. So I feel like I see why you did this. He feels like a person who may be a little bit clingy, maybe a little bit dependent on, like he finds a bit of his security based on you. So it's not surprising that you've then blocked him. So you're trying to prove your point. So Justice card is reversed. The Ace of Swords is upright, along with Death being upright. So what I'm seeing is I believe your punishment is working. I think, though, you're doing a lot of damage by doing this. Yes, it is working, but at the expense of the relationship, at the expense of the growth of the two of you together, at the expense of what it means to be in a partnership that is functional and growing. So while yes, it may work for your immediate gain, like long term, that may be something worth looking into to see if it's worth breaking it down. Breaking your relationship down over time is the question. And if it is, then hey, honey, you have all the rights to conduct your relationship in any way you see fit. Absolutely. If it's not worth it, then maybe switching tactics or learning a different tool set or learning a different way to get the same message across. A different form of communication. There's a barrage of ways of skinning that cat. So there's many ways to do exactly what you're trying to do. But if this one's working, go for it, my darling. So yeah, it looks like it cares. All right, Miss Claudia, thank you for that question. Xavier, darling, I'm so glad that you're here again. Let's see. You are going to Atlanta. I can't wait to hear stories about you being in Atlanta and seeing how it's going. So you have to tell me all about it when you get there. Do you see me doing reality TV or signing any contracts in the future with the entertainment business? I love that you asked two specific elements within entertainment. So let's ask yes or no questions about either or. And then depending on those answers, we'll move further. We'll ask some other leading questions, Xavier. Let's see. Xavier, so while I'm shuffling this, I want to hear from you. What would be your reality show of choice? Where would you, if you could pick anyone, like the one, what would be the show that would be it for you? All right, sir. So, huh?
That's cool.
Yeah, I want to find out. Xavier. Okay, so let's first do a yes or no on reality TV. On you doing reality TV in the future. will Xavier be doing reality TV in the future? Ooh, if you do, I'm totally like streaming it somewhere. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Will you be doing any reality TV in the future? 1, 2. Okay, so I have the Ace of Cups for you upright. I also have the Knight of Swords for you upright, along with the, what is this? This is the Six of Wands reversed. Honey, I think reality, because it's something that is such a keen focus for you. Like I see your eyes are sighted. Like that's the avenue that I feel like you're wanting, or you're feeling like that is going to be your ticket in, is through reality. I feel like you're going to make yourself extra enough. You're going to be so much enough that you're going to attract someone or something, or attract something into your existence that's going to be exactly along those lines. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Oh, dear God. Honey, we're going to be watching it. We're going to see Xavier. You better shout me out. You're like, my Adley told me I would be here. Oh, my gosh. I got so hot with that. I need to calm down. I know I'll be totally fangirling it here on my sofa watching Love and Hip Hop Atlanta when you're on it. So you have to keep it set. But yes, my thing is though, with this Six of Wands upright, or excuse me, reverse, I think it's going to have that love-hate relationship to it. So it feels like you're going to make yourself enough to be seen, to be recognized, to be seen as an opportunity for that particular, or a particular show. But then you're going to realize it's not necessarily the fun that you thought it would be. It's going to have a bit more trial to it than you really wanted. But then again, on the flip side, if you're trying to get your name and your face out there, you take your battles where you can. And it's like, it looks upright. It's a celebration. So when it's reversed, like, it's still a celebration. It's just like, ow. Okay, I like it. I still like it. As you're battling your wounds or bandaging yourself. So that one feels good, darling. You can be very extra at times. Oh, honey, I believe that. But let's see if there's any contracts. Now, I don't know if that means rental. Let's aim for entertainment. But let's see if there's going to be any contracts that you're going to be signing. And I think that's going to be obviously, because you got this going on for you. Let's see if I can get a nudge on anything else. Any other types of contracts that would be coming in. What else? Did you mention modeling to me at one point in time? Because I feel like you imagery and photographing and being Mr. Hot Mama would be something like using your looks, it feels like modeling is kind of like one of those avenues that would be really good for you. But let's also put cards. Will you be signing contracts in entertainment? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that does feel like entertainment. And what I'm saying, so I'm so hot right now. I'm Page of Swords upright, along with the Two of Swords reversed, and the High Priestess upright. Whatever I feel like, I do see yes contracts. I think I want for you is to make sure that you have a really good resource regarding your attorney or your contract, somebody that can help you flesh through the contract so that you have the language, you have all the details squared away so that you don't accidentally get screwed in these contracts. Because I'm feeling like with this card in particular, it's blindfolded and she's holding the two swords up. And so to me, that's a bit of options, but when it's reversed, it's like reversed with the High Priestess, it's like your options are being made for you and not with your knowledge, not with your okay, not with your say. So I feel like if you're not careful, honey, people are going to take your naivete, your youngness, and take advantage of that. So I mean, before you even start signing Love and Hip Hop, whatever's, like whatever you need to do before you start running into and accepting these contracts, make sure you have that trustworthy attorney or a trustworthy resource in your back pocket so that they can review those contracts with you and make sure you're not getting screwed, ultimately. So, Mr. Xavier, you made me all fleshy. But thank you so much for those questions. So keep in touch. I want to see how this goes for you. I really, really do. But yeah, can we pull another? Do we have time for another? We have plenty?
Well,
A little bit, because I do want to do those flash super fast readings for you all. Cassandra, I would love to know if the decision I'm about to make for a relationship will be the right choice. Yeah, ooh, my cards did something weird. Okay. I hear you, honey. I hear you. Let me make sure my tools are correct here. There we go. Before I start doing this for you. So, is the decision that you're making the right choice? The decision that you're about to make, is that the right choice? Okay, let's see what's up. I want to use my other cards. I'm going to use my True Black for you, sweetheart.
Xavier said thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome, Xavier. Let's see. Is the decision you're about to make for the relationship the right choice? The right choice. Huh. One. Let's pull 3. You know, funny thing is that I want to and I don't want to use this card. So I feel like there's a little bit of that going on for you too, where you want to make this decision, but you don't. Like this back and forth, I kind of no, yes and no kind of thing. So I wonder if you're messing up my cards, honey. You're messing up my cards. All right, let's try this. We're going to go back to Old Faithful. We're going to pull a yes or no. Is this the right choice, or is this... I'm going to do it twice. I'm going to say, is this the right choice? And is this choice in your best interest? So that we can see both sides of that coin. Because they're not, I don't always think of them as the same. I don't always think of them as the same. So let's see, is this the right choice? Is this the right choice for you? 1, 2, ooh, heavy head, 3. 1. Is this the right choice? 3. So I have the Justice card for you reversed, along with the 3 of Swords. I know which direction these are pointing. So this one was reversed, this one was upright, and then this one was upright as well as a Page of Pentacles. So I definitely, it is the right decision based on the information that you have in front of you. I feel like you're doing the best you can to weigh all your options. And these are the hard decisions that you have to make that you don't necessarily want to. And in your ideal universe, you probably wouldn't. But it feels like a necessary evil, essentially, that you get to do or you need to do. If it's the right choice. I guess because for me personally, I have a hard time with the idea of right and wrong. So I'm more of like, does it align? Does it not? So based on everything that you want for yourself, is that the decision that aligns with that? What does that give you what you're looking for, or does it not? So that to me is like the touch of hardship that I have when the question right or wrong show up. But I know what you mean. Like, I know what you mean, so I can totally like still do this. And then let's make sure it's in your best interest. And then if not, let's see how. But let's see, is this decision in your best interest? Is this decision in your best interest? 1, 2, 3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. So whole high flying, yes. I have the 5 of Swords here, along with the Knight of Cups and the 6 of Swords. So my thought, honey, it feels like you're leaving a relationship or making the decision to kind of separate or partition yourself from the relationship, or at least it just feels like there's a shifting from being all about this and then moving into something else. So yeah, it definitely feels like it's in your best interest. Feels like it's a bit of a hardship though. So it's been the thing that's on your mind. It's been the back and forth, the toying with your emotions, all the stuff. But yeah, the transition stuff seems to be a big thing going on. Yeah. So yeah, I feel like it's in your best interest and you're making the right decision. To answer that question directly. Oh, I totally forgot to do the housekeeping stuff. All right, we're going to do this and then do the flash. Did you guys see my gray? I have this patch of gray here. Like, I'm not dusty. I'm gray. I have a patch of gray right here at my crown, man. All right, so because I'm random, let's do the housekeeping that I intended originally. If you were here last time, I was talking about how we could put together a method that you could give services like this as gifts, especially with holiday season coming up. You always have those people that are hard to shop for, the people that have everything. So you now have the ability, I threw it live on November 1st, you have the ability to purchase gift certificates for specific readings on Facebook and on Etsy. So you'll have both options, and the one on Facebook links you to Etsy. So it gives you the opportunity to select the reading that you want to give them. If you want to give them like a 30-minute video or a 60-minute chat, whatever works for you, or whatever works for your budget. And then I send you a PDF that's a gift certificate PDF along with instructions that you can pass on to the person so they know how to reach me, they know how to find me, they know how to schedule their appointment, and they know what to say, so that they're not like blindsided by like, what did you just give me? What's this paper and who's it for? Mm-hmm. So it gives you a lot of nice information, and it's a nice gift to give, especially to somebody who has everything. They don't have me. That's for certain. In addition, you guys, I have been accepted to participate in a Blue Moon psychic fair happening locally here in the Seattle area in Everett on the 17th? Yeah. 17th. Sunday the 17th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So if anybody, all of y'all darlings, if y'all are local to the Seattle, Everett-ish, or if you can drive there, come and visit me. I am going to be reading for so long. It's so many hours, but it's going to be fun. Like, I really get such a kick out of working face-to-face with people, getting a chance to actually talk to them and explain things and them see my process and kind of connect to them and feel them directly. There's something that can't be beat with that. So I'm going to be doing reading, slinging. There we go. Slinging. I know. I got my slang on right now. Slinging tarot cards at the psychic fair. Also, we have decided that we're going to be, I'm going to be doing once a month readings live here on Facebook. But the difference between this and that is that I will be choosing a person and I will be linking this feed with them. So you'll see like a split screen, person on one side, me on the other, and I'm going to be doing their reading live publicly for everyone here. So you guys will have the opportunity to see how I work, how my process is, how I conduct the readings face-to-face via cam, and you'll get to see their question. You'll get to see what shows up. You'll get to, I may not have it so that you're chiming in during the reading, but you'll definitely be able to ask questions or follow-ups as the reading progresses or after the reading progressed. So it's just something that I want to give back and have fun with you guys with. So I'll probably be setting that up in the next week. So keep an eye out on the feed because it'll be a big banner. It'll be a big post, and then I'll need to pick somebody. So I wanna pick somebody that'll want to have a free live reading in front of all you lovelies. So that's what I will be doing. Soon. I was like, wait, I had a date and I lost it. Anyway, it'll be soon. It will be soon. But all right, you guys, now we're going to be winding down. I want to give you full 15 minutes. So I want to do super fast flash readings. You throw your question out there. I pull one card. I give you my read and we move on. So we get to the next person. We get to read more. We get to read faster. And it's all fun. It's so much fun. All right, you guys. So let me shuffle and then I'll look for that first question. So Johnson, I would a reading on my current relationship. We just had our second daughter. And do you see me? Okay.
They're already there.
You're already there. Sorry, I'm trying to figure it out. How can I do this in one card? So let's see. Let's go reading on your current relationship. You just had your second daughter. Current relationship looks like it's a endearing situation. 5, 6, 7. 7 of Cups. It's about the castle of dreams. It's about daydreams and fantasies and the things that you've been dreaming up are starting to materialize and come to life. So it's this good sweet spot. It's kind of nice. It's the things that people sometimes envy you for, nice relationships for. You're starting to to get those things that you like? And do you see me moving soon? Let's just pull one card to see if you're moving soon. Moving soon? Not as soon, or not. That one's a hard one because it's like, I feel like you could be, but not for reasons that you're okay with. So I hope that whatever happens, precipitate you moving is okay. So it feels like yes, but this is like, so there's something going on there, hun. So Jacqueline, in my pregnancy, how do you see my pregnancy? And if you do due dates, oh, I'm not going to touch that one. So I am going to pass on the due date part. How do you have the, Jacqueline, I want to do something for it though. Like, we think this is supposed to be fast. In my pregnancy, how do you see it? Let's see how you are doing about your pregnancy. Let's instead of like the actual medicinal part, how about you and your head game?
Oh, wow.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. How's your headspace? How's your headspace with your pregnancy? How is it? Oh, 10 of pentacles, of swords. So 10 of swords, that one is usually about completion and cycles coming to an end. So maybe this is like one of the last pregnancies that you have, or that this pregnancy kind of ends a cycle of stuff and, the whole like baking of the child and coming to the end of it. So it does look like a full on, like you through. So I'm glad to see that the pregnancy completed according to plan. Now past that takes a whole other ball of wax of readings, but thank you so much for that question. So Miss Michelle, you really like my boyfriend. I really like your boyfriend. Our relationship feels so distant. Is it going to get better? Let's just ask that first. Is your relationship going to get better? I'm glad you really like him, because, why would you be with him if you didn't? Surprisingly enough, people do that sometimes, which is weird to me. My cards are flying everywhere. Let's switch cards. There we go. He feels so distant. Is it going to get better? Is it going to get better? Is it going to... Two of Pentacles reversed. I don't think so. And the reason I say that is that I feel like there's a... even though you like your boyfriend, even though you two are connected and together, it feels like there's some shifting going on. So there's some internal restlessness. It feels a little bit like it's on his side. That is not aligning up with what this relationship needs to progress. My thought for you to move forward with that information is to actually have a conversation with him about it. So like put those cards on the table and talk to him and see what are we gonna do about it? Essentially, it's hard to be together. Understood. Maybe it's kind of like those precursors of information, those precursors of things that are going on, so that you guys can make a decision and not continue to drag things on that don't need to be dragged on. And I know those like heartstrings get yanked on and get pulled, but it may be an open opportunity to have the conversation of like, I need this relationship to improve. I need us to improve our communication. I'm feeling like, have those conversations so that you guys can actually progress or make decisions. So yes, what does my future hold for me? Everything. Your future holds everything. Let's see if we can pull one card what shows up. High Priestess, your future is holding, what do you call that? Information, knowledge, growth, sense of secrets, but reservation. So not so much like secrets that you're keeping like terrible things. It's more just like the reservoir of knowledge, and those who act and ask accordingly can acquire. So it looks like growth. Like that to me feels like goddess level growth. So that's where we'll move that one. All right, Chastity, what do you see in my future being successful and a homeowner? Chastity, I would love something a little bit more specific rather than what do you see in my future, because that's so bleeding broad. I'm not gonna be able to get that in one card for you, darling. Ooh, actually, let's see what that card was. Awesomeness. I know you want more than that, so let's ask something a little bit more specific so that we can pull it for that. But it looks like awesome. Oh, So pick me for your once a month. Oh, you recently moved from another state going on 4 years and it's been struggle and could use some motivation in a new state. Absolutely. Let's, you know, I'm not going to cement it, but thank you so much for chiming in. I will write your name down as part of like the people who want to participate in my whole once a month thing. So thank you so much, dear.
Don't ask more questions.
You don't have, did we get to the end of the list? That's what this is for. We got 5 minutes, you guys. If you want more questions, you got to ask them. I can't pull on what I don't know. Well, I could, but it's not as fun. It's not as fun for you all. Oh my goodness. So, yep, we're still doing flash readings. We're still doing flash. Let's see what we got. Who is my soulmate, or do I already know him? So we're going to keep it to one question. Who is my soulmate? Or let's do you already know him? We can do that. Do you already know him? What's this card? I don't feel like you know him yet. I don't feel what am I feeling? The person that you feel like that could be or that would be, I feel like you're applying the inappropriate, it's like the wrong label. The label doesn't matter. The person that I feel like you're going to lose the person that actually could be amazing and wonderful for you because you're too busy trying to find the soulmates. So instead of searching for the soulmate, like make some awareness of that person who is wonderful and is great to be in a relationship with, feels good to be next to, whose voice you like, whose smell you adore. Like, don't ignore the people who in your life who are absolutely freaking wonderful because you're looking for the soulmate. So yes. All right. Wendy, regarding your job, am I going to be successful? Should I stay or should I go? Okay. Well, I can do the successful part. And yeah, kind of. I can kind of do the successful part within a 1 card pool. So let's see. What is this one? Hey! So 3 of Swords usually is a hard card because it's direct, it's right into the heartstrings, right? It's right into the literal heart. So successful, I think you could be, but it's going to be at the detriment of something else. So should you stay or should you go? I would probably say like gently transition outward. So maybe going ahead and having your resume prepared, your portfolio padded and all those things put together so that when you do make your exit, it's not a hardship and it's not because you got, kicked in the pants and out the door. So I see that you could be successful, but definitely not in a way that you're like hoping for. So maybe moving on to something else wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. All right, we're still pulling one question. Will I get a job by the new job? Will I get a new job by the 1st of the year? I know those questions. So my cards fell out. Okay, will you get a job by the 1st of the year? Let's see if we can do that in 1 card. Who? Sandy. Will you get a job by the 1st of the year? Okay, I'm going to say no. And it's not because you're not trying. I feel like you're not looking at something that could be available to you. So it's like this card. Let's turn him up, right? He is only aware of what's directly ahead of him. He is only cognizant of what is directly like right there. Like it reminds me of like when you're hunting for a job and you're only looking on LinkedIn. You're only looking on LinkedIn. You're only looking on LinkedIn. You're not checking out Indeed. You're not looking at Craigslist. And I bet you are actually. But the point is like there's another resource that's available to you, maybe like part of your network, part of your cohort, part of your old school. There's other options that are available to you that you aren't quite seeing. So shift that. Now that you have this information, start looking at your other resources because there's something else. There's something else, darling. Alrighty, so we got one moment. Will I find a new job soon? Jessica, will you find a new job soon? That's a very, very, very high yes. So when? We'll have to pull that some other time, but definitely a yes. So you couldn't have a higher yes than that one. All right, you guys. I got like seconds left. I'm not even going to do it. You guys have been fun. I love doing these live readings for you all. These flashes are my favorite because I feel like I read better when we're going faster. You guys can catch me here every Wednesday right now at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you didn't get read today, or if you see this later and you want to get read live on this little thing, just hang out with us on Wednesdays. You'll totally come and find me. You can like and follow on Facebook. You can like and follow on Instagram. Actually, I don't think you like and follow, but you totally like and follow on Instagram as well. I won't mind. Totally hang out with me, visit with me, chat with me. You can also talk to me on Etsy. Etsy, I do specifically email-based readings. So if you don't want to do chat, if you don't want to do video, if you want something else, I have email as well, and those are a little bit more themed. So you can find maybe career-based readings, or maybe even like a year ahead forecast. I do those only via email because they take so much time. So you have lots of options in getting work done with me. You can totally schedule directly on the Facebook page. There's a link in this little post, so you can totally find me there as well. But you guys, you've been amazing. I'm all flushed. Oh my gosh. I've had so much fun. I hope you've had fun. I look forward to seeing you all next week. You want to say bye, Melissa? She's coming. She's coming. She's saying bye. Bye.